It's now time for the university to recognize the outstanding achievements of exceptional individuals through the awarding of honorary doctorate degrees. I would like to invite Professor Simone Jones to come to the podium to introduce Janet Cardiff and George Bures Miller.
Good afternoon, and congratulations to our graduating class of 2024. I'm so honored to have this opportunity to introduce you to Janet Cardiff and George Bures Miller as distinguished recipients of an honorary doctorate from OCAD University. Janet Cardiff and George Bures Miller are internationally renowned and celebrated for their groundbreaking media work, audio walks, and installations. Cardiff and Miller represented Canada at the 49th Venice Biennale in 2001 and were recognized with the Premio Speciale Award and the Benese Prize for their installation, The Paradise Institute. No other Canadian artist has received this honor. Since 2001, Cardiff and Miller have shown their work at venues across the globe to critical acclaim. A select list of these venues include the Museum of Modern Art in New York, the National Gallery of Canada in Ottawa, the Art Gallery of Ontario in Toronto, the René Sofia Museum in Madrid, the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, Documenta 13 in Kassel, the 21st Century Museum in Kanazawa, Japan, and the Fondation Louis Vuitton in Paris, France. That's a select list, not the complete list. As a graduate of OCA's photoelectric art program, which now you all know is called Integrated Media, George Bures Miller has been collaborating with Janet Cardiff since the early 90s. Their hybrid media works combine cinema with sound, electronics, interactivity, and sculpture to create compelling and immersive experiences. The works draw you in by making you an active participant in the construction of narratives that can be beautiful and unsettling at the same time. Importantly, their multimedia works emerge from a DIY connection to their tools. They are artists and tinkerers. They mess with and recombine technology. And this is a hallmark of the Photoelectric Art Integrated Media Program ethos and makes them especially relevant to you, our students. At OCAD, we encourage our students to push boundaries in the service of bold ideas. Janet Cardiff and George Bures Miller's collaborative media and site-based works exemplify this spirit. President Serrano, Chancellor Watt, faculty, colleagues, graduates, and our honored guests, please join me in welcoming Janet Cardiff and George Bures Miller.
I have to confer the actual honor to you, and I will do so right now. So on behalf of the Senate of OCAD University, I confer upon you, Janet Cardiff and George Bures Miller, the degree of Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa, with all the rights and privileges thereunto appertaining. Congratulations.
Oh, we get photos? Wow, they framed our things and everything. It's fantastic. It's just going to keep falling. Okay.
I think I'm first. I don't think I'm going to use the teleprompters. I've never done that before. Hello. Esteemed President and Vice Chancellor, Provost, Deans, faculty, honored guests, and especially distinguished graduates. I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive this honorary doctorate today. I was also a student here, but just for one figure drawing class when I was 16 years old. A farm girl in the big city, drawing nudes. I thought I was in heaven. It was pretty crazy. But then I'm going to intercede here to say that I actually was a mooch student too when George was doing his degree, because I would sneak into the audio studio late at night. And that's my first audio works were done here. Oh, not here, at OCA. Sorry, it was OCA back then. And one thing I wanted to mention about being 16, I wouldn't have probably have succeeded in art if it hadn't been for my high school teacher. And about 10 years ago, I tried to look her up to tell her how important she was to me, and she'd already died. So I think it's great today to see all the faculty here, and that just don't leave it too long to say your thank yous. Jorge Luis Borges, one of my favorite writers, wrote a short story called The Garden of Forking Paths, a story that could be read as a metaphor for the labyrinth of choices that we have every moment in our lives. This idea of unlimited forking paths and multi-worlds has always intrigued me, but has also pushed me over the years to try to accept even small, seemingly unimportant invitations, because you just never know what can happen or who you can meet. One of those pathway choices when we moved to Lethbridge, Alberta in 1990 for a job. We were living in Toronto at the time, and our friends thought we were crazy to move. Lethbridge was definitely not the hub of the art world. I didn't know then that this decision would provide not only money, but the mental freedom, personal connections, and career opportunities that I never could have gotten in Toronto. It was one of the most crucial decisions of our lives. So what I'm trying to say, I guess, is be brave and trust your intuition and take chances, because you never know what could happen along this path. It's sort of like that movie, Everywhere, All at Once. What was that? Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, yeah.
I don't think it's like that at all. Actually.
You don't think it's like that? Another important belief for me has been to make time for boredom and play. I learned this from watching my daughter amuse herself in the studio. That's how I envisioned parenthood. She's playing away while I do art. She would make brilliantly creative things with paint or just pieces of wood. She didn't care if it was a finished artwork or whether it was good or not. She was just in the zone, immersed in the pleasure of creating things. It made me remember how important play is to real innovation and how important creativity is to our souls. I discovered one of my main art forms, the 3D audio walk, during a residency just by playing around with sound equipment. I didn't know that this new art form would lead us to exhibitions all over the world, give us our big break, and I wouldn't have discovered it if I hadn't had the time for walking, thinking, and playful explorations. And at the time, I might add, I was searching for a way to connect to my audience in a more meaningful way. And the audio walks, like much of the art that we have done, has taught me so many things. And one of the things is that connections with your audience and the intimacy of how art can speak to an audience is so important. I am simplifying, of course, but if I'm to give one last bit of advice, it would be to see life as a playground of ideas out there to have fun with. So tomorrow, as you walk around the city, turn off your phones, that's important once in a while, and watch and listen to the cornucopia of colors and sounds around you, noticing the brilliant, beautiful synchronicity of events that can happen when you are aware enough and curious enough and awake enough to see them. You never know. You may come up with an idea for your next project. So I wish the best of luck to you all.
That's why I wanted to go first, so I wouldn't have to follow you. Esteemed President and Vice Chancellor, Chancellor, Provost, Deans, and of course the graduating class and their guests. Fantastic, there are so many guests. I would really like to thank you for this honor. I graduated from OCA many years ago, so it's pretty cool to be back in Toronto and to relive a bit of my past, walking up and down Queen Street and seeing all the buildings that aren't there anymore. I didn't attend my graduation ceremony in 1986. I can't remember why exactly. But now I'm here, I'm all gowned up, and I really wish my mother could be here to see me. Oops, this thing gave it. It's awkward. I had some great instructors at OCA that really helped me widen my perspective on what art could be. Just want to mention them. Norman White, Doug Back, Laura Kakalka, Morris Wolfe. They really pushed me to question everything that I had thought up to that point about art. So a ceremony like this is where we honorees are supposed to pass on our sage advice, which Janet has done, thank you, to help you with your journey. And I'm not sure I'm qualified to do that. Mostly I think things just happen to me. But I can list a few cliches, maybe, that I think are important. Try to listen to yourself, to your inner voice. It can give you the best advice of all. If you can't figure out a problem or make a decision, I think a good night's sleep will often help. Fall in love, try to stay in love. Try to find something that you love to do. If you can make money at it, you get bonus points. If you can't make money at it, you should keep doing it anyways. Because doing something you love will make you happy. Happiness is more important than anything. Believe in yourself, believe in luck, believe that you will be lucky. Try not to be a bit player in your own life. My mom always said that your words have power. So don't use negative ones, especially about yourself. Try to think and speak positively, and good things are more likely to happen to you. An old instructor of mine used to say that we art students would create the future. I'm not sure we did the greatest job at that. He felt that a fine arts degree was the best thing you could get to prepare yourself for it as well. So congratulations on your fantastic accomplishments. Good luck on your journey, and thanks again for this honor.
Please join me in congratulating George Bures Miller and Janet Cardiff.